Hey guys, it's Cookie Game with another ROM review, and this time I've got the AOSPA Extended or the Paranoid Android Extended for the OnePlus 3, so stay tuned for that. So guys, the Paranoid Android Extended ROM. Now this has been one of my favorite ROMs for the OnePlus 3 from the day it was conceived, and it's a great ROM. Now the version I'm using right now is the final version according to the developer. Now I had extensively used the previous version, which was the just one released previous to this one. This is the 14.11 version. I've been using this and I have had pretty good experience with it, so I want to share that. So let's get started. Now first of all, what you see here is the launcher, which is a launcher 3, which is really great. It does have enough options to get you entertained, so then let's get started. In the settings menu, you will see in the about phone page, it is still 7.1.1, 7.1.2, which is the Android version Nougat, so that's there. Paranoid Android version is 7.3.1, and that is the version available with our device, and this is the extended version as you can see here. Now the kernel version is 3.18.80, and that is an extended or an enhanced version of the kernel which was available from the previous build, so that is there. Now being an extended ROM, this one has a little bit more features than what you would expect out of a Paranoid Android ROM, and if you have seen my review on Paranoid Android ROM, that is probably my biggest gripe about that ROM. It doesn't have enough features. Let's get to the features now. First of all, before that, everything works fine, there is no issues. Paranoid Android team has teamed up with OnePlus team and gotten us this ROM which works out really well, and this is a modification of that ROM, which is a very stable ROM. Let's get to the feature. Now first of all, most of the features are inside this customizations tab. In the UI and UX option, you do have clock and date options. You can select left clock, AM, PM indicator, date style. All of that can be customized. I have my own preference right now. It does have traffic indicators, and that is outgoing, incoming, and that is the full bevy of suit that is available. Battery bar can also be customized and enabled if you need that. That does work out really well. In the recent UI, you can enable the FAB clear all button if you need that. I personally do like that, and I have enabled it. The blur option is a little bit different from what you would find in any other ROM. This is an option which is available in this ROM by this developer specifically, which is a blurred quick setting tiles. You can enable that, and you can see everything including the drop down heads up display also is blurred, and you can customize how much transparent it needs to be, and it's really cool to work around with. I really like it. You can even have it 100% transparent. If you are someone who wants to do that, you can do that. It does work out really well, and it's something which you can customize. It's really cool. If you are someone who likes to have your device as perfectly as you want it to, this is a great option there. And also it does have recent option and lock screen blur customizations available. Now miscellaneous extensions, you do have signature spoofing, so it will be available if you are planning to use OpenGApp. It also has in-call do not disturb. Also in-call vibration options are available, which is great to have. The screen stabilization is available, and it has been modified. Now the previous version had this enabled, and I have used this, and I think this is a much better, a little bit better implementation than what I have seen in Nights on the Ashes Resurrection Remix ROM. It works out really well, and you can see it is shaking as you would expect. It works out, and you can customize this, but if, as the text says, if you don't know what these values are, just leave it below. In the gestures option, you do have jump to camera, double tap to sleep, 3-finger screenshot is available, lift to check phone with ambient display, off-screen gestures are available, which is really cool. And all these options are available to be customized, and it does have a little bit more options than what you find in an Oxynoise ROM, so that is really cool. But it doesn't really have any extra stuff. It's just all of these options which is there. You can customize these if you want to. In the button customization, you do have 5 settings, which is cool to have. All these options are available. It also has accidental touch, which should work out really well. Also notification slider can be customized, and it does work out. It does have a few options here, and that does work out really well. Home button, back button, and reset button can be customized for long press and double tap, so that you can customize it. And the other options are basically what you'd expect out of any other Nougat ROM. It does have ambient display and also also sRGB mode if you are someone who wants to do that. Color engine is available, which is another paranoid Android feature which is really great. Battery light and notification light can be customized from here, which is also really nice to have. So yeah, that should be it in the features menu, and as you can see, it does have a fair bit more features than the paranoid Android ROM. It's nowhere close to any other ROM like AOSP extended or AEX ROM or Resurrection Remix ROM, but it does give a little bit more customization than paranoid Android ROM, which I think is perfect, so I really like it. But I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 because it is still more, but not up to the mark. Now comes the battery life. The battery life on this ROM was pretty good. Now, full disclaimer, I did not use this particular version of the ROM a lot. I used it for about a day and I liked it. But the previous version of it, I did use it for about 2.5 days, and I do have a little bit more usage out of it. But through that, I did get a really good battery life, and this ROM is meant for battery life, stability and performance, and you really can't go wrong with that. Battery life I got was about 12 to 13% of active drain and 1.2% of idle drain, which is objectively amazing. I really like it. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for battery life. Now comes the performance of the ROM, and this ROM has been one of the performance kings in my opinion. The average score which I received was about 152,628, which is well, this one is the latest score which I received, but the average goes up about 152,000, which is a great score, which is again in the upper echelon of ROM scores which I received with AnTuTu benchmark. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 for performance. Now comes the stability of the ROM. As I've already mentioned in my first opening statement, this is Nougat ROM. This one is meant for stability, performance and battery life. It works, there is no issues with that. I did have one issue with the previous release of this version where a few applications would refuse to start, but I had to install that again. Reflashing did not solve that issue, but the latest version does seem to have it fixed. PowerAmp was not working previously with my Bluetooth headset, but this time it is working. No issues with that. I believe it's just at a point where Nougat ROMs are just more stable. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for stability. Now the camera. Now this ROM comes with the Gcam, which is the Gcam option which is available. I have taken a lot of photographs with this one. Works out really well. It's not the full featured one which is available right now, but it does have enough options. It does have config, it does have advanced, and it does have experimental raw feature which you can enable, and that does work out really well. You can use that. Also, it comes with paranoid Android camera, which is one of the best cameras available outside of the OxygenOS space. Works out really well. There is camera option, there is panorama options, and also video option. Works out really well. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 for camera. Now the aesthetics of the ROM. This ROM does support full OMS. It does have full OMS support. You don't need to worry about that. Also, the color options are available. It just works. I really like it. Right now I have a color option enabled, which is blue, which is pixel theme. I really like that. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for aesthetics. Now the overall experience, and this is where this ROM is the bomb for me. I really like the overall experience available with this ROM. It just feels very good. It offers the minimum number of customizations which is required in my opinion for a custom ROM, and still manages to give me great battery life, great performance, and also great stability. I really like it, and personally I've always had this ROM as a backup in my device all the time, even when I'm testing out other ROMs, just so that I can fall back to a reliable ROM whenever I mess up something. So that should speak for itself. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 for overall experience. Now let me show you guys the boot animation, which is pretty cool. So there you have it. That is the boot animation available for paranoid Android ROM. This is the first generation of paranoid Android 7 boot animation which was available, and I think they have not updated the sources. Same thing as they have not updated the camera sources, so goes to AOSPA. So yeah, that's what we are stuck with. So I guess that should be it about the ROM, and in conclusion I would like to say this is a very good ROM for a daily driver. If you're not crazy about features like I am, you really don't have any use for any other ROM. It just works. There is just enough customization. There is OMS support if you do want to change the theme and all that. It is Nougat, so you do have Expose, you can use that. should work out really well. I haven't tried it, but should work out. And I think this is the perfect daily driver as of now for this device, and I really do like that. The final score is going to be 7.233160622, and I'm gonna round it off to 7.2, and that is a great score for a great ROM, and I really do like it. So yeah, I guess that much is it about the ROM then. Hope you guys liked the video. Please share, subscribe and like the video if you found it useful. See you guys next time. Bye.